Junior. I'm Yang Yang.
I am Tip Tip.
And I am Val.
And we are the Takiru!
Hi guys!
Without further ado, we are here to inform you.
The 10 core rules of Netiquette.
So before talking about the core rules of netiquette, let us first define what netiquette is. So it came from the word network and etiquette, and it refers on how we should behave ourselves properly online.
So we have 10 core rules of netiquette, and the first one is remember the human.
And this is our interpretation of this rule.
In interacting in the cyberspace, you should never forget that the person reading your mail, your message, or your post is indeed a person with feelings, and it is possible that they will be hurt from what you just said or what you just posted.
And the next rule is adhere to the same standards of behavior online that you follow in real life. And this is our interpretation of this rule.
While it can be argued that standards of behavior may be different in the virtual world, they certainly should not be lowered. You should do your best to act within the laws and ethical manners of society whenever you inhabit cyberspace. Just like in this video, you can see that the girl is very friendly on the outside world and also in the cyberspace, which is a must.
And the next rule is know where you are in cyberspace. And this is our interpretation of this rule. Netiquette varies from domain to domain. Depending on where you are in the virtual world, the same written communication can be acceptable in one area, where it might be considered inappropriate to another. So for example is this: when you go to a specific place on the internet, you should have a sense on what people do there. For example, this person is selling a dog cage, and then there you are asking the person if he or she sells cats, which is wrong. And the next rule is respect other people's time and bandwidth. And this is our interpretation of this rule. Time is gold, they say, not just in real life but also in the web. When you send email, messages, or posts to a discussion group or to an individual, you're taking up other people's time. It's your responsibility to ensure that the time they spent reading your post isn't wasted, and it's very important to carry an information that has sense and is useful to the correspondent so that no time is wasted reading an article or message that is irrelevant. Wake up! You are not the center of cyberspace. It's easy to forget that other people have concerns other than yours, so don't expect instant responses to all your questions or messages, and don't assume that readers will agree with or care about your passionate arguments. And lastly, never forget the rules of a group discussion. And the next rule is make yourself look good online. And this is our interpretation of this rule. One of the best things about the virtual world is the lack of judgment associated with your physical appearance, sound of your voice, or the clothes you wear. You will, however, be judged by the quality of your writing. So keep the following tips in mind. First is be pleasant and polite. Second, know what you're talking about and state it clearly. And last, always check for spelling and grammar errors. And the next rule is share expert knowledge. And this is our interpretation of this rule. The reason asking questions online works is that a lot of knowledgeable people are reading the questions. The internet itself grew because the creators of it wanted to share information. Do your part, share what you know,
And never be afraid to speak your mind, because you'll never know how much help you can give to the other correspondents or readers of your posts. Just like this conversation that is flashed in this video.
And the next rule is help keep flame wars under control.
And this is our interpretation of this rule. Flaming can be defined as what people do when they express a strongly held opinion without holding back any emotion. It's the kind of message that makes people respond. Netiquette thus forbid the perpetuation of flame wars, series of angry letters, most often from 2 or 3 people directed towards each other, that can dominate the tone and destroy the camaraderie of a discussion group.
And the next rule is respect other people's privacy.
And this is our interpretation of this rule. Failing to respect other people's privacy is a very bad netiquette. We, internet users, should know how to respect other people's private lives. There's always a reason why it is private. We should all learn how to respect each other's privacy. For example, each of us has different emails and different passwords, and we should not share it to people easily because of our privacy, and we need privacy.
And the next rule is don't abuse your power.
And this is our interpretation of this rule. Just like in face-to-face situations, there are people in cyberspace who have more power than others. They have more expertise in technology, or they have years of experience in a particular skill or subject matter. Maybe it's you who possesses all of these knowledge and power. Just remember, knowing more than others do, or having more power than others may have, does not give you the right to take advantage of anyone. Think of rule number 1. Remember the human. Just like in this video, it doesn't mean that you are very expert in technology. It doesn't mean that it gives you the right to hack into others' computer or others' devices.
And the next rule is be forgiving of other people's mistakes.
And this is our interpretation of this rule. Nobody is perfect. When someone makes a mistake, be kind about it. If it's a minor error, you may not need to say anything. Even if you feel strongly about it, think twice before reacting. Having good manners yourself doesn't give you license to correct everyone else. If you do decide to inform someone of a mistake, point it out politely, and preferably by private email rather than in public. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Assume that they just don't know any better, and never be arrogant or self-righteous about it. So that would be all. Thank you.